Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. So Manchester United are expected to complete the transfer of Diallo Traore in the next few days. So this is what Fabrizio Romano recently said. He says that Diallo Traore is now flying to Rome. He'll complete paperwork and documents to join MUFC. Then when everything will be completed in the next few days, he'll fly to Manchester. He's already been granted his passport. Back in October, we agreed a deal worth £37 million for Diallo Traore. It's 19 million up front with add-ons included. Sky Sports recently said that Atlanta want him back on loan for the remainder of the season, but we have resisted that offer. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said we are close to completing a deal for the player and he's excited about welcoming him into the football club. I think he could immediately get into the first team. So that's the breaking news on him. Now I want to delve into some news on Moises Caicedo. So Moises Caicedo to Manchester United is 90% done. We just need a work permit to sign the player. Now, towards the end of last year, it said that a deal had been agreed for Moises Caicedo. He says we're going to pay like 4.5 million, is it? Or is it around 5 million we're paying for him? It could include a 20% sell-on clause. And it said he's set to sign a 5-year contract with Manchester United. Now, the player has already said that his favourite club is Man United. He said towards the end of last year that Chelsea were looking to hijack our move for the player, and it says they were in negotiations. It also said that Brighton and Newcastle were interested in him. Now, last year, the Ecuadorian outlet Diallo Extra said that negotiations were at an advanced stage between Man United and Independiente del Valle. It also mentioned that we outbid AC Milan and RB Leipzig. Moises Caicedo made his debut for Independiente del Valle around 15 months ago now. He's under contract with them till 2024, I think. He's played like 4 times for Ecuador. So it's looking likely he'll come to Man United, and if he does, he will be the second Ecuadorian to represent Man United after Antonio Valencia. So that's the breaking news on that. This January transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as Manchester United manager. And I'm hopeful that he gets the backing that he deserves. You know, the board have already said that they will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in this January transfer window, because during the summer transfer window of last year, Solskjaer wasn't backed enough because we missed out on all of his priority targets. And Solskjaer showed his frustration quite a few times towards the board during the summer, but the board haven't backed any of the managers that we've had since Sir Alex Ferguson left, and that's one of the main reasons why the board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. Ed Woodward, though, has come out to support Ole Gunnar Solskjaer several times, even though we enjoyed a poor start to the season and even though we got knocked out of the Champions League. Ed Woodward is confident of success under Ollie. But like I've said today, there has been a lot of players on our agenda. You know the news on Erling Haaland. He's now Solskjaer's priority. He wants to sign him instead of Jadon Sancho. You know the news on Max Aarons. He's recently been on our agenda. Jack Grealish. We've obviously revived our interest in him. Don't forget Solskjaer was talking with Jack Grealish on Friday night. So reflects on that. Some of our fans are speculating that Grealish could be on his way to Old Trafford, but Villa said they value him at £100 million. I think actually Solskjaer's made the new centre-back his number one transfer priority. We're also going to focus on the outgoings as well as the incomings. Like I updated you yesterday, Solskjaer has held talks with 6 of our players he wants to get rid of in this January transfer window. And the players we are looking to get rid of is Jesse Lingard, Phil Jones, Romero, I think Diallo will leave. Daniel James, there's been rumours of him going out on loan. And there's also been rumours of Brandon Williams going out on loan. And obviously, players will leave in the summer transfer window. I've got to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a lot of credit because he's got us joint top of the Premier League, and no one thought we'd been joint top of the Premier League in 2021 and at the end of 2020, because obviously we started last year very poor. We was very poor at the start of this season. Solskjaer's also got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. So you've got to give him credit for that. There's 4 trophies that we can pursue this season. We can win the EFL Cup, we can win the Premier League, we can win the FA Cup, and we can win the Europa League. And it's very imperative that we get our first trophy on the board under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. We haven't won a trophy now for just over 4 years. Solskjaer did well last season in his first full season because he got us qualification for the Champions League, he got us third, and he guided us to 3 semi-finals. He has made good signings since he got appointed in as Man United manager. He spent over £200 million at the club. In the summer of 2019, he recommended Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January last year, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odin Igalo in on loan. And in the summer transfer window of last year, he brought Donny van de Beek in, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani, Facundo Pellistri and Amad Diallo Traore. And we've also seen a lot of players depart the club since he got recommended in. And Ole has showed tactical flexibility in, a lot of the big games. Probably Solskjaer is the best manager since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. Now, at this present time, of how good we've been, Solskjaer certainly better manager than Moises was. Moises was the worst manager we've ever had. Moises endured 10 months at the football club. He endured the shortest tenure with Man United. We finished 7th under the David Moyes era, and that's the lowest we've finished in the Premier League era. Louis van Gaal, he started well and then obviously it crumbled. Van Gaal endured 2 years at Man United, did win the FA Cup. And Jose Mourinho, you can say he did well in his first full season because he won 3 trophies, and then obviously it all went downhill. Mourinho endured 2.5 years at Manchester United. I give you the main reasons why it didn't work out under the Jose Mourinho era is because he had bad disputes with the board. He had bad disputes with our top players. And the board weren't backing the signings that I wanted to recommend in the summer of 2018. And I did say to you, didn't I, during the summer, and that Solskjaer was facing the same problem as what Mourinho was facing. Solskjaer has been under pressure quite a few times as Man United manager, like I've mentioned, because we have enjoyed bad periods under him. You can say the main reason why Solskjaer is still Man United manager is because he's a club legend. And reflecting on that, our board have softened their stance on him. Disregarding being a club legend, he may not have been Man United manager now. Because you can say he was lucky not to be sacked after we got knocked out of the Champions League. You can say he was lucky not to be sacked after our 6-1 hammering against Tottenham. You can say he was lucky not to be sacked at the first part of last season. So there you go. But we are enjoying a good period at the moment because we're unbeaten in our last 10 league games. And we went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions last season. We've been very good away from home as well this season. We haven't lost away from home yet in the Premier League this season. I said it was a shame that we didn't beat Leicester on Boxing Day because that would have been 11 away wins in a row in the Premier League. We've also started to win more games at home recently because obviously we beat Villa 2-1 and we beat Wolves 1-0. Won 4 games at Old Trafford in the Premier League this season so far. Our best game this season was a 6-2 game against Leeds. I can't actually remember the last time we scored 6 goals before the Leeds game. Solskjaer has learnt quite a lot since he got recommended in as Man United manager. Because he has gained some managerial experience, reflecting how long he's been at the club now. Solskjaer's been Manchester United manager for just over 2 years. And this is his second full season at the football club. And I said, didn't I, he's got to exceed his expectations this season if he is to remain Man United manager. And at this moment in time, he is exceeding his expectations. Now, Solskjaer says that Man United are not in the title races yet. And he says we've got to improve if we are to challenge for the title. But he said if we are still competing at the top in March, he will start to believe that we are in the title race. Now, if we do win the Premier League, it will be our first Premier League title since 2013, and it will be our 21st title overall. I still can't see us winning the title this season. I hope I'm proven wrong, but certainly at some point number 21 is coming. But I said to you, if we finish in the top 4, the top 3 this season and we win a trophy and it's not the Premier League, I still think that would represent a very good season for Man United and that would give us something to build on. Solskjaer, you can say, has done well to say he's not a manager at the top level because he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager, because before he came to us he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but Molde are a big club, are they? And before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. But now, reflecting on our good vein of form, I'm starting to slowly change my perception on Ole. And if this good vein of form continues, my perception will keep changing. There's a lot of Manchester United fans that are now Ole in, but it was totally comparison earlier on in the season because there was a lot of Man United fans that were demanding Ole out of the club, and there was very, very critical of Ole, and I was very, very critical of Ole. And sometimes I do still criticise him, and I said the thing that concerns me about Solskjaer is his decision making, because in a lot of his games at Man United, he's made mistakes. Sorry about that, something came on. Yeah, he's made mistakes. And that's obviously cost us games, hasn't it? You know what I mean? Our next game is Manchester City in the EFL Cup semi-final. The preview should be coming up for that later on today. But Solskjaer was saying like the change of mentality in our players has helped us get us into the position that we are now in. Wait a second. You know what I'm saying? But like I said to you, when Solskjaer came into the football club, he was inheriting a lot of deadwood. And he's still inheriting some deadwood now, isn't he? The vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's. A couple of players have left who Jose Mourinho obviously brought in. There's still a couple of players here from Louis van Gaal era. There's only one player here from the Moises era. And there's only two players here from the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Isn't there? We'll never be the team that we was under Sir Alex Ferguson. But we are now a competitive team under Solskjaer. Like I've said to you, it takes some managers time to settle in. Jurgen Klopp, he didn't settle in straight away at Liverpool. Is there a possibility, chance that we could extend Solskjaer's contract at some point this year if his good vein of form continues? I think Ole is more than halfway through now his 3-year deal that I signed back in March 2019. We did appoint Solskjaer in December 2018 and he became permanent Man United manager in March 2019. You can say we're giving the job permanently. A bit too early, but we're giving the job permanently, reflecting on what he did in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager. And like I said to you, we're going to get rid of players this year, but there's also a lot of players that will stay at Manchester United this year. Definitely Marcus Rashford will stay. He's the foreseeable future for the club, is Marcus Rashford. I don't know if he'll finish his career with Man United. But Rashford is one of our best players. I like the way he gets runs in behind. He scores good goals. His link-up play at times is good as well. I just think what we've got to do is keep Marcus Rashford out wide because that's where he's more effective. He can play well, though, centrally as well, to his credit. We'll obviously keep Anthony Martial this year. Could stay for the next couple of years. He has been subjected to transfer speculation before as Anthony Martial because obviously he has endured bad periods and Martial was poor earlier on this season because he wasn't being clinical enough in front of goal. But don't forget, Anthony Martial got a 3-match suspension in the Premier League because he got sent off in our 6-1 defeat to Tottenham. But to Martial's credit, he's done well recently. Scored against Aston Villa, didn't he? Solskjaer's confident anyway that he will kick on. Martial was good last season and he was good in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. He's been at the club now for over 5 years. Now, obviously Edison Cavani, we'll probably keep him for this year. Could see out his contract at Man United. Don't forget Solskjaer recently said that we're already looking to extend Edison Cavani's contract because he's enjoyed a good start to his career at Man United, and he did say that Edison Cavani is definitely a starter. And Solskjaer revealed the first thing that Edison Cavani asked him when he came into the club, and that's whether he could wear the number 7 shirt. We know that obviously Cavani is banned. The FA give him a 3-match ban and fined him £100,000 for the racist comment he'd put on social media last month. Cavani's served 1 game, so he's only got 2 games now to serve. Cavani's a big miss, though, for Man United. Definitely is. We got him on a free transfer on deadline day in the summer, and he signed a 1-year contract with Man United with an option of a 2nd year. We'll definitely keep Mason Greenwood. We'll keep him for a long time, Mason Greenwood. He hasn't been playing a lot though recently, Mason Greenwood, and don't forget earlier on in the season he had personal issues. He had injury, and at one point he was out with illness. But Ollie's been defending Mason Greenwood a lot this season. And don't forget at the start of this season we give him that number 11 shirt. Obviously we're going to keep Bruno Fernandes. We'll keep him for a while, Bruno Fernandes. You know, Bruno Fernandes is our best player and is the best signing we have made since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Don't forget Fernandes won Player of the Month for December. He's won that now quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. But yeah, he's been at the club now almost a year. And don't forget Bruno Fernandes did say that he came to Manchester to win trophies. He's scored a lot of goals. Okay, a lot of his goals have come from the penalty spot. And he's also provided assists. Paul Pogba, I'm not too sure if we're going to keep him this year. There's still a good chance that he could leave in the summer transfer window, Paul Pogba. Fred, I think we're going to keep him for at least this year or the next couple of years because Fred is really improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. You know, he showed good attacking intent and he's broke up the play well. I just think Fred needs to improve the reading of his game. We got him for £47 million from Shakhtar Donetsk now, quite a few years ago. We'll keep McTominay because obviously McTominay has been part of the club for several years. Was it just after the first lockdown he signed a 5-year contract with Man United? Scott McTominay's best game in a Man United shirt was the game against Leeds because he obviously scored 2 goals and he got an assist. But I've still got my element of concerns about Scott McTominay, don't get me wrong. Luke Shaw will also keep him for this year, probably the next couple of years at least. Luke Shaw's really improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. My only element of concern about Luke Shaw is that he's injury prone. Luke Shaw's enjoyed a good 6 years or so at Man United. Got him in a deal worth £30 million from Southampton back in 2014. We'll obviously keep Alex Telles. You know, we signed Alex Telles on deadline day in the summer. Got him in a deal worth £15.4 million. And Telles has enjoyed a pretty good start to his Man United career, but there again he's enjoyed a couple of bad games. Shaw is still getting starts, even though we did get Telles in. I didn't think that was going to happen, but it's with how impressive Shaw has been. And don't forget Telles at one point did have COVID, so he couldn't play. Harry Maguire, he'll definitely stay at the club. I don't know how long for, but it will be for at least this year. Harry Maguire has really improved at Man United. When he's been playing well, he's showed that ability to play out from the back and he's been very effective in the air and he's been good from set pieces. He's a static centre-half, is Maguire. That's my concern about him, and he certainly wasn't worth the £80 million that we got him for from Leicester. But he has bounced back from his early season troubles, so you've got to give him a lot of credit. He's our current captain at the moment. Eric Bailly, I think he'll stay this year, Eric Bailly. I don't think he'll leave. There has been rumours of him possibly leaving at some point this year. He's a good centre-half, is Eric Bailly. You know, he started our last, 4 league games? Or 4 games in all competitions, should I say. And he's been very good. He's showed that ability to play out from the back. His composure's been good. He made an imperative block in the 2-1 win against Villa. Bay's a much better centre-half than Lindelof. Just be concerned about Bay is that he is injury prone. We got Bay for £30 million from Villarreal back in 2016. It was the first signing that Jose Mourinho made. We'll obviously keep Wan-Bissaka. I think Wan-Bissaka is the foreseeable future for Manchester United. The only element of concern about Wan-Bissaka is his lack of attacking intent and his distribution. He's only scored one goal for the club, and that was the 4-1 win against Newcastle earlier on in the season. And he also got an assist in the 2-1 win against Villa for Anthony Martial's goal. This is Wan-Bissaka's second season at the club. We got him in a deal worth £50 million from Crystal Palace in the summer of 2019. David De Gea, he'll stay for at least this year. Could stay for the next couple of years, David De Gea. But like I've said, David De Gea is going to remain our number one for the rest of this season by the looks of it. De Gea is getting back to his best now anyway. You know, he's had good games this season where he's made fantastic saves and his distribution's been quite good. There's been some games where it hasn't been so good though. This is David De Gea's 10th season at Man United, so he has been a long servant at the football club. He's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions, and we'll keep Dean Henderson. I don't think we'll loan Dean Henderson now. We don't need to loan him out because he's already got that experience, and I think at some point that Dean Henderson will become our number one. I really, really do. And I think we'll keep Victor Lindelof for at least this year. Unless we sign a centre-half, and then we'd have to decide who would sell out of Lindelof and, you know, Eric Bay. I'd rather sell Lindelof than Bay. Lindelof's had some good games, but he's not on the same level as Eric Bay, is he? Let's be honest. So there you go. But there's a few players that are going to leave Man United in the summer, like I said, as well as this January transfer window. Maybe in the summer, Matic could leave the club. Matic has had some good games at Man United, but he's always been a slow player, and obviously he's aging up now. Matic is actually ahead of Donny van de Beek, believe it or not. He shouldn't be, but he is. Like I said, Paul Pogba, there's a good chance he'll leave in the summer. It recently said from the Mirror and the Daily Mail and that Man United will sell Pogba in the summer after accepting that he will not sign a new contract. He says, we are willing to let Paul Pogba go in a player swap transfer with Juventus, but we won't accept Ramsey or Douglas Costa as part of the deal. Juan Mata, you know, he could go in the summer. You know, he's played a few games this season as Juan Mata, but my element of concern about Juan Mata is that he's lost that yard of pace and he's now, 33, 34 years of age. But he has had a good career at Man United. We got him in a deal worth £40 million from Chelsea back in 2014. Timothy Foster-Mensah's another player that could leave, because the last time I read up about him, it said that he rejected a 3.5-year contract by Man United. But yeah, on my next video, I will be giving you my preview for the City game in the EFL Cup semi-final. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.